Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be talking about a topic that affects everyone, stress eating. But before I jump in, make sure to like this video and subscribe, especially if you like the content that I'll be diving into today and you want some more advice and tricks to help build a better relationship with food, yourself, and exercise. All right, without further ado, let's jump right into stress eating. So we've all been there, right? When stress hits, we find ourselves grabbing those salty pretzels, the crunchy bag of chips, or the leftover sweets in the kitchen or leftover candy from Halloween. So why is it that stress eating is so common, especially among women? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it down and give you some useful pieces of information that hopefully you can use in your life at home. So number one is the pressure of modern life. We've evolved from times of scarcity. And right now we have a pretty abundant lifestyle in the United States where I'm in. So the pressure of today's society adds additional stress, especially for women in their 30s and their 40s. Life is like a juggling act. We're balancing careers, families, responsibilities, aging parents, aging grandparents even, and trying to take care of ourselves in the middle of all of that. So it's no wonder that stress levels are pretty high. And you might know stress as cortisol. We talk about that a little bit in other videos. So add to that stress the societal pressure of being perfect. We're expected to look a certain way, to manage everything with ease, and be constantly on top of it all, and be good at switching roles from being either a mom, a friend, a coach, being at work and having these responsibilities. And our technology devices make it so that we can transition very quickly from one role to the next, or actually be in multiple roles at the same time. And now we perceive that as normal. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is not normal to be in 5 different places at once, even though it is now made easy to do so. So if you think about it, when you feel overwhelmed, food becomes a quick way to comfort yourself. The action of chewing is actually soothing for the nervous system. This is why things like smoking, sucking candies are soothing. It's heavily tied to when we were suckling on our mother's breasts on a bottle. That act of sucking soothes and calms our nervous system, but so does chewing. Munching on something calms the nervous system. That doesn't make it a constructive habit. So a sweet treat or a salty snack can momentarily soothe your nerves. But the problem is, it's not really solving the problem. The second thing that impacts stress eating is hormones. Let's dive right into hormones. So especially for hormones, it's pretty obvious that our hormones fluctuate in this rhythmic cycle throughout the moon cycle. Our bodies go through so many changes also within our lifespan, from menstrual cycles to pregnancy, and now perimenopause and menopause. Hormonal fluctuations can affect how we feel, including cravings for certain foods, micronutrients, particularly sugar and fat. Whenever we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, the stress hormone, and cortisol increases appetite. It's like the body's way of preparing for fight or flight response. But instead of running from danger, we end up reaching for a snack and then sitting watching an episode on Netflix. So you might think, why am I craving chocolate right now? Or why am I eating even though I'm not hungry? Well, it's not just in your head or your brain, it's your body's hormones literally driving those cravings. The third thing that's driving stress eating is emotions and the need for instant gratification. We hear dopamine gratification talked about nowadays, which is something I go into in another video. So let's talk about the emotional side of things. So life throws us many curveballs, stress at work, responsibilities of family, financial pressures, and so much more. Food, especially comfort food, provides instant gratification. You don't even have to leave your house to go get it. Sometimes it's right in your pocket or in your purse or in your car. Uber Eats can deliver it right to your door. Well, you don't even have to move. It's a quick escape from emotions like stress, frustration, or sadness. But here's the catch. While it feels good in the moment and you get that little dopamine spike, it doesn't solve the underlying issue here. In fact, it can often make things worse, and it will make things worse unless the underlying problem or root feeling of that stress is addressed. Not only are we dealing with the root cause of the stress, but the post-snack guilt sets in, creating a cycle of emotional eating that's hard to break. The stress of emotional eating in the cycle, it continues, and it reinforces itself as this quick relief, almost like you need more and more comfort. Our brains learn that when we're stressed, food brings comfort, even though it's temporary. Over time, this becomes a habit. We're not addressing the real source of stress. We're just using food as a coping mechanism. And now here's the kicker. Stress eating often leads to feelings of guilt and shame, which triggers more stress, and then the cycle repeats itself. I see this a lot in the women that I coach. Throwing away food that doesn't serve them anymore. They actually feel guilty getting rid of the food, but that's actually the old habit of stress eating kicking in, telling them that they need that food and that if they don't have that special treat, then they're not worthy, that they're not worthy of happiness and joy. And that's how messed up the brain is and how attached it is into that cycle of stress eating. It's a vicious, vicious loop that's hard to break, especially when we don't know how to deal with the root causes of our emotion, especially when we don't have a safe container to even feel our emotions. That's the body. So here's the solution. We're going to take control of stress and food. One of the best adaptations to stress that you can make is regular exercise. This teaches your body how to move through emotions, which are things like cortisol, adrenaline, oxytocin, serotonin, in a conscious way. And these are the things that I've developed and I use in my program and Get Fit Smarter. Now, I'm not here to tell you about my program. I want to tell you about the solution about stress and food. So what can we do about it? Well, the first step is understanding why we reach for food or why you reach for food in the first place. Acknowledging that stress eating is a symptom of something deeper, whether it's emotional exhaustion that you're feeling, hormonal imbalance that you're going through that you can often track too with your cycle, or the pressures of your modern life, depending on how you're engaging in modern life, whether that's through your phone, through your job, through your family, how you are in your relationships in various categories. So here's what I would love for you to try. Start by pausing before reaching for food. Ask yourself, am I truly hungry? Or am I stressed, bored, or anxious? And if it's not hunger, find other ways to relieve stress. Whether that's moving your body, which is one of the best things to do, going outside for a walk, doing some push-ups, doing some air squats, doing some jumping jacks, putting on a fun song and dancing. Or talk to a friend. Call them up, hear a voice, rather than texting. Sometimes it's helpful to hear another person's vibration. Or practice mindfulness. Throw on something you can meditate to. If you have a meditation practice, develop that early on so you can access it from your back pocket like a piece of chewing gum. The key is building new habits that address stress, that prepare you for the moments. We can't avoid stress. We can just learn a better system to adapt to stress. We need stress to survive. And our emotional triggers can be developed in a healthier way. It's about making conscious choices and finding healthier outlets for emotions and learning really how to truly nourish your body in the way that actually supports your well-being, not just in the moment, but for the long haul. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and give a thumbs up. It helps me to understand what you're interested in, what you want to hear more about from a neurometabolic health coach, from me, Taylor. And I'm always here to support you along your health journey. And if you're struggling with stress eating, remember, you are not alone. Reach out and let's work together to find lasting results. If you want to learn a little bit more about my program, you can go into the description below and click to watch the masterclass and how my clients lose weight, build better relationships with food and exercise. I'll see you next time.